Okay, I've gone and done it. I've purchased the 16mm 1.4 from Sigma, and there's a few very good reasons why I've actually gone and bought this lens. We're going to jump into those reasons in this video. Reason number one, very good reason, is that it's got the EFM mount now on the new 3 lenses that Sigma have just released: the 16mm, the 30mm and the 56mm. All 1.4 aperture lenses, super bright, super fast, and you're going to get that lovely bokeh on these lenses as well, which I'm really excited about. Ooh. I've been using the Sigma 18-35 1.8. Now, yeah, it's an art lens. It was a very good lens, but it was extremely heavy. Actually, how heavy was that lens? Let's just have a look. 810 grams. Try vlogging with that. I couldn't. It was just getting way too heavy to vlog, to carry, to actually have in your bag, full stop. That's nearly like a kilogram. It's only 190 grams off a kilogram. I was using that lens and it was extremely heavy, and this lens is literally half the weight, near enough. So that is one of the main reasons I switched from the 18-35 to the 16mm. So as I mentioned, another reason was I was using an adapter. So I'm not using an adapter. This has got the native EFM mount, so it just fits on there nicely, nice and snug, and you've got no extra few centimeters of adapter poking out the end of your camera as well. So that's another massive reason. The second reason is this lens is awesome. I've owned it before when I first started YouTube on my Sony A5000. That's a blast from the past, and it was a fantastic lens. It did have quite a noisy autofocus, but I think they've fixed that feature on the newer versions of this lens, so that shouldn't be a problem. We're going to check that out in this video or in future videos coming up maybe. So what are we on? Reason number 3. The third reason was it's got a 1.4 aperture. It's really fast, really wide open, great for bokeh, great for portrait and landscape shots. So yeah, that is a massive reason. That coupled along with the 16mm, which is another 2mm wider, on the equivalent of the, I think it was an equivalent 24mm on the 18mm, and it was just too tight for vlogging. And we're going to test out to see what this looks like for vlogging in a minute, to see how it looks. I'm really excited to get this lens on the camera. Here we are. I'm holding the camera as I would, normal, arm out, and it feels, for a start, up and down, sorry about that guys, a lot lighter, like half, it's obviously half the weight, so it just feels a lot more compact on the camera as well. Now I've got it at 100 ISO, so if I bump it up, the ISO is going up, so obviously you can see me a little bit better. We're up to 500 there. So still not to that sort of 800 threshold that I like to keep it below before we lose all the grain. Into the kitchen with a little bit of light behind us. The light is going down now, and that looks, bump it up to 640. And it looks beautiful. I look pretty nice, nicely in focus. The background's nicely separated. Alexa, turn the lounge lights white. Whoa, okay. So we bump the ISO down a little bit, and we can see myself in some sort of natural light. So as you can see, the separation in the background is beautiful. That is what I like. That is what a lot of the popular YouTubers go for, and it just looks nicer. You don't have to have it. It's not essential. You don't need this lens if you don't really think that you need that separation. But when it comes to photography, night photography, where you need that bright 1.4 aperture, is going to come in very useful. And for video making, During the day, I've got an ND filter, so you can bang that ND filter on there, keep the aperture wide open, and just use the ND filter to keep the exposure down. It'll look beautiful in bright sunlight as well. So, vlogging test complete. Okay, so first impressions and unboxing, we've got it on the camera, and first impressions are that it's all that I'd hoped for. It's a fantastic looking lens. There are some things about it that aren't perfect. If you're into photography, high-end photography, then maybe this isn't going to be the lens for you. But for me, for videography, for shooting portrait photos, and I'm going to be doing a lot of the family, for vlogging, for doing all sorts of YouTube, studio, creative stuff, this to me is the perfect lens. I can't think of any other lens out there that can beat this combination, especially with the Canon M50. Maybe this combination with the Canon M6 Mark II, because you've got that 120 frames per second and the non-cropped 4K in there. This would be a pretty much perfect combination. But for me at the moment, this is my setup and I'm very, very pleased with it. I'll be doing some more follow-up videos about this lens. We're going to go out and about. We're going to do some photography with it, a couple of trips. We're going to do videography. I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos about this lens. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe down below and press the bell so you don't miss any uploads coming up soon. For now though, thanks for watching. Take it easy and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.